Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just tell me when we're good.
Just waiting on the shaboot. Shabba-da-boo. Okay, we're live.
We're live?
Hey.
Oh no, what if I wasn't ready?
No, not as in like you need to start.
Hi everybody. Welcome to
Hello.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I know you just watched it, but now you're going to watch it again, and it's going to look quite a bit different.
Yes. I'm your host, Cronoon, and this is Finalflame.
Howdy. And yeah, I think this might be the speedrun marathon debut of this game. I have yet to find proof of it ever being anywhere. So that's kind of cool. So
yeah, so this game...
Hope y'all are ready for a fun time.
Yeah, could you just talk about the gameplay a little bit? Everything you find like neat about this game before we dive in?
I mean, biggest thing that made it neat to me was playing as a kid on the Game Gear and just the nostalgia factor. Overall, the game, when I learned it, it seemed kind of difficult, but now that I have learned it, it's actually pretty fun. It's nothing crazy, there's no crazy tricks, it's all good platforming and great dropped inputs. I mean, no dropped inputs, no, none at all.
There was also a Game Gear version of this, and it is notorious because the screen is much smaller. Crunch. You can barely see anything. The way to pretty much run the Game Gear version is to play this version first, because it is fairly similar with some small differences. The main thing also being the antlion boss in Underground.
We're not going to talk about that boss.
We're not. We're just gonna ignore that it exists.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just mention the boss music in the Game Gear is the superior one.
Yes, I can definitely agree with that. So, we good to get going? I still be doing a bit of setup. It's been a fun ride to get this going.
Yeah, okay, hold on.
Yeah, as I said, this game's, you're not going to see crazy glitches. It's all platforming. This was actually pre-Spin Dash, so you're not going to see spin dashing. This was released before the Genesis Sonic 2. So...
Okay. I guess we should probably hurry up and get to the run. So can you get to the screen, title screen, and then we can just do a countdown.
All right.
Okay.
When you're ready, give me a countdown.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, let's do this.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you. Starting with Underground, not going to a green hill or an emerald hill or any sort of green place. No greenery here. First thing I'm going to notice, I said no spin dashing, so the main form of movement in this game is roll jumping. I was supposed to run there, speaking of. Well, let's see where I end up. There we go, at the end of the stage. So, a lot of roll jumping, that is the fastest form of movement. You see it just got 18 seconds, so I apologize for what you're about to hear. Oh yeah, that countdown.
What a beautiful sound.
300,000 points, and I'm speeding it up. I can make this go a lot slower, but it is a speed run. So speaking of going slower, this run is going to be slower RTA than I could possibly do. Do you want to go ahead and explain why we're playing on PAL version?
Yes, so PAL version is going to be a little bit slower because, of course, it's at 50 Hertz. And otherwise, I think there's not really any graphical differences, but the main issue is that with NTSC, I mean, not only is it faster, but the timer is actually also slower for PAL version. And that's like more than just a difference.
The one thing I didn't want to do was jump over a signpost. What do I do? Jump over the signpost.
And it just makes the IGT basically quicker.
Yeah, you get better in game times, and that is our official timing. Now we are doing best ending, so what that includes is getting all 6 of the emeralds, and then completing the final stage that gets unlocked, Crystal Egg Zone, and defeating the true final boss, Robotnik. The emeralds in this game aren't really difficult to get. There's a couple that are a bit of a pain, but nothing too crazy. You know, you don't have special stages. They're out in the open on Act 2s. So hey, it's that famous boss y'all remember from the Game Gear. It's the Antlion. I'm gonna need a lot of luck to beat this cartoon. I don't know if I could do it in one shot.
Alright, I'm a little tense here. I think
All
I
right,
believe in you, man.
we dodged the first one.
You're a really good runner of this. I mean, we're all just holding our breath here. Okay.
Oh, there's 3. We're halfway. Oh man, we might be all right. So, funny enough, SMS bosses are really simple compared to the Game Gear. And the Game Gear bosses, you can barely see those balls because they go off screen. They have random heights. SMS, it's free. You can't screw that up. Although, funny enough, I almost screwed it up.
Yeah, chat, yeah, this game does have kind of a low FPS. This is, again, the PAL version, so it's going to be slower than what you're probably expecting for a Master System game, even.
Yes.
So, yes, this is not... Okay, actually, there were a few frame drops there, but otherwise, the FPS on the whole is kind of slow.
Yeah. So, off the Sky High Zone and the hang gliders, you can actually skip using hang gliders completely. As much as I don't want to, I am going to take the first one. You can skip it, but it's pretty much a pixel-perfect jump. And I'm just not... I can get it, but I'm not well practiced in it. So right there, you can jump before you grab this. And if you ever struggled with the hang glider as a kid, it's really simple. Just tap left. That's all it is. As I always hold right, or used to hold right, just so it would plummet straight down. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Because you don't want to hit right. Alright, and next up, Sky High 2, probably the most difficult emerald to get. Just because it requires a decent jump. So I'm going to focus here for a moment. Should be good. Yep. Alright, as long as you hit that cloud, you got it. Hey, a hang glider, I don't want you. And unfortunately missed the jump there, so I can't get a 13. Which is the fastest time you get in the stage, both on any percent and best ending. Still, not going to complain about 15. And unfortunately, we follow up a quick stage with this crappy boss coming up.
Yeah, this boss is a pain. Especially when you haven't played this game too much, or you're a kid, or for any other reason. It just throws a lot of little enemies at you, and it has this fireball attack that likes to move around, and
follow
you'll
you.
See. It's pretty tricky. I don't know if you're gonna go for the fast route or not. That's a little bit riskier, but it's also actually safer because you'll be canceling the fireball.
Oh, I could have actually had a real fast strat there, but I went into it committing to kind of doing more casual. Alright, we're good. As long as I get that first hit in before he gets a fireball off, I can basically not lock him out of attacking, but, well, yeah, pretty much lock him out of attacking. So that was actually pretty quick, even though I could have done it quicker. I'm happy.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Just getting through that boss in a run, sometimes that's a good thing.
Like, if he waited a little bit on that first hit, it will have launched a fireball. And the problem with that is you're going to bounce off the boss anyway, and you'll probably bounce right into that fireball.
Yeah, and
so
I mean,
it's important to get it quick.
I cut it close there. I got lucky. So, Aqua Lake, shout out to the best music in the game, Aqua Lake Zone. And a new mechanic, we are going to roll on water. Because that's how water works, y'all. And if I get lucky, you're going to see a little bit of swag here at the end. Yes, 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 perfect.
Oh, man.
Not only is it swag, it is the fastest way of doing it.
That is butter. Oh, man. There's many ways that can go wrong, just in terms of speed. You can hit a spring, get knocked into some spikes, which will knock you all the way back.
Yeah, spikes love
I guess that's a
worst
case scenario. And then you can also get hit by another spring, which sends you up. You can lose quite a lot of time just trying to do that trick.
All
That
right,
is
so
awesome.
coming up, one of my favorite zones, Aqua Late 2. Don't blink, you're gonna see something very important to keep in mind for later. Right there. Hey, wait, that floor's not real. So this introduces the fake floors. You will be seeing them again later, as well as later on in this zone. Some of them kind of lead to traps. Some of them lead to shortcuts through the level. But I really like this level, only in SMS, not in Game Gear, God. But in SMS, because you get to actually play through a level and enjoy the music. You can only go so quick here. So we're going to take this bubble all the way to the top. One of the shoutouts to Sonic Mania. If you've played that, you might recognize the bubble mechanics, although I believe they're also from another 8-bit game. You want to be careful. You can actually control the speed of this, and you're going to see that right here. I'm pressing down to slow it, and you can control left or right, but if the bubble hits anything, it breaks, and you don't want it to break here. Alright, now, about the only lag reduction I do in the game, killing these enemies to get them out of the way.
That's a notorious lag corridor. You can lose a lot of inputs there.
Yes. So, another don't blink moment. You're going to have to look... Oh, dang it, didn't get the clip there. Look to your left, and you're going to see something. Hey, it's Speed Shoes. We're not going to grab them.
Speed Shoes.
Hey, and now let's not forget this is best ending. Gotta go down this pipe to get the emerald. I almost forgot. I am notorious. If I do best ending, I have to sit there and remind myself, alright, Flame, it's best ending. Get the emerald. And we're going to roll into that tube, and you're going to see why here in a moment. Now we're going backwards. Now you might be going, why are you going backwards? This was the only path. Wrong. Remember that fake floor? There you go. So yeah, going back to the Speed Shoes, that is the only Speed Shoe in this game, and in Game Gear, it is removed in favor of a 10-ring box, despite the packaging on the Game Gear saying about the Speed Shoes they do not exist.
Just real quick on that stage, if he followed the tube all the way down, or if he fell right after that shortcut in the wall, he would lose more than a minute on an extended bubble section through a bunch of lobsters and moving spikes.
I have done that. That sucks. Alright, so one thing about this game is everything is 100% consistent. So this boss, 6 hits like the other bosses you've seen. Going for a bit of a quick kill. We don't want him to sit around and get under us. So I'm doing this, I'm forcing him to stop and do his next attack. If I don't do that, and hopefully you won't see it, what can actually happen is you will be on top of him and just end up bouncing on him for a couple seconds, and it's really slow. But no issues. Pretty simple boss. And that is Aqua Lake.
Good fight.
Complete.
Good set of stages.
Yeah, as the Twitch chat says, if there are dropped frames, our apologies. Things never go my way, so of course, setup was a little bit interesting, but we're here, we're going, and frame drops suit this game well, don't they?
Yeah, they just accommodate there.
Hey look, it's the first stage of any other game. It's Green Hills. Not Green Hill. There's plenty of them here. Pretty fun stage, pretty simple. Choo-choo Sonic Warrior, blah blah blah. So, if you make it this far, congratulations, have some extra lives. 1, 2... But wait, there's more. But wait, I forgot to roll. So you can see right there, I did a regular jump instead of a roll jump, and it was bad. You can't do that. Hey, look, it's another extra life. And why not? Oh, dang it, I missed the one right up there. It's actually slower to get it, but I was going new because.
Hey, so I have a question from chat.
Mm-hmm.
Judgmental Skeleton asks, why did you decide to run this?
The biggest reason was I actually had the Game Gear game when I was a kid, growing up, and I could never get past Underground. So my first game I learned to speedrun, but give me a second because this intro kind of sucks. Oh, I missed it. Okay, that's fine. There's a backup spring right there. So we're all good. So the first game I decided to ever learn to speedrun was Sonic CD, and that kind of got me in with the Sonic community. And I just decided for a 12-hour challenge, hey, you know what? I kind of want to learn this game. Especially because, like, nobody else was running it. At the time, Worcester was the only person on the leaderboards. Easy to miss Emerald, but also very easy to get. And just a lot of people felt the game was very difficult, and I wanted that challenge. And I learned very quickly learning the Master System version. It's much easier than the Game Gear version. Still not the easiest thing in the world to learn, but once you learn it, I can't even think of why I struggled with it. Alright, I do actually want to focus here for a moment, so Krinoon can take the wheel.
Oh, yep, so this is Greeno 3. This stage is kind of bad because so you're bouncing off springs for the entire stage up into the boss, and the problem with that is even on the Master System version, you don't see the whole row of spikes, especially at the beginning. There's just like one spike, and spaced apart, so you have to kind of memorize where they are. And now he's on the Sumo Pig fight. So for this fight, he's going to be going for double hits. He's waiting for a specific animation. He's trying to jump as early as he can. It's a little tight. If he just gets a hit in a little late, he could die, because again, he has no rings on any of these boss fights.
Oh yeah, and remember, shoutouts to the most consistent game ever. This boss takes 8 hits to kill, like all the other bosses we've seen so far.
Yep,
yeah, that boss sucks. I could have done it a bit quicker, but it just gave me a horrible pattern. There wasn't much I can do. It's one of about 2 points of RNG in this entire run. So that was Green Hills. Now on to a stage that I know some people think it's difficult. I think it's actually pretty forgiving, and that's Gimmick Mountain. Well, Gimmick Mountain 1 isn't the simplest. We are going to do some unintended stuff. By the way, in certain... Oh, what am I doing? That's not the wheel I go for. In certain versions of this game, there's a spring at the bottom, and that is because these wheels can actually glitch out and lose their I guess, hitbox, you want to call it, or whatever. You can't interact with them, meaning you are soft-locked, you can't get to the top. So we're going to grab this invincibility to do some shenanigans. You can actually do without it, but I'm not that good. Uh-oh. I lost a bit of time there. You're fine as long as you don't lose too much time, and I kind of use the audio of the invincibility box as a cue. And boy, I am starting to cut it close, but I should still be fine. So you're not meant to do that wraparound there. You're meant to go all the way to the bottom right of the stage. See?
Oh, nice.
There we go. And you could do that without the invincibility, but it's close. You're meant to go to the bottom right of the stage, climb up, and grab a minecart, and to use that to destroy the spikes, but ain't nobody got time for that. So, remember Aqua Late 2 and those fake floors? Well, guess what? If you ever search for the emerald in here, first of all, shoutouts to you for ever getting to this point. I take the beginning here kind of slow. Just comfort thing. Hang a left. There you go. This is really the only hidden emerald, I'd say. And it's actually pretty easy to get to as long as you know where it's at. Hey, I'm not supposed to hit that spring. So there's emerald number 5, assuming I didn't accidentally forget one.
So at this point, he's already accomplished all the objectives to get best ending. Just needs to beat the game at this point.
What are you talking about? There's an Emerald 6 I still need to get. Can't forget that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
It's well, we'll get to it.
So this section I just passed through, I say it's very forgiving. If you fall down, it is a time loss, but whoa. Loss of control. Oh. That can happen. I was actually hitting buttons, but the game went, no, you're stuck rolling. But yeah, if you fall down, you can climb back up. It's just a minor time loss, but it's not a run ender. So Gimmick Mountain 3 sucks. Mostly because there's a lot of spikes around, and I'm riding a platform through it all. There's not much you can do. It's an auto-scroller, essentially, till the boss. And if you let the platform get out of your sight, which you'll see you can easily do if you're not paying attention, it despawns and you have to die. So, here's platform 1. I actually could have made that in one last jump, I wussed out. And this is our companion platform for the next about 30 seconds. Enjoy it. Love it. Get off of it. Because, hey look, there's spikes right there. You'd get crushed.
I think this is one of the few parts with like a little difference between this and the Game Gear version. I mean, there's quite a bit, but there the platform is just much smaller. You don't have that overhanging one.
So I'm going to do more of a casual strat in the boss. I have been practicing the actual proper strat, but I'm not good at it and I don't want to die. You can roll into him and get hits that way. I'm just going to do it this way. It's a 10-second time loss. I'm bad.
one of the problems with rolling into him is you have to jump immediately after rolling straight into his snout, and if you do it just a little bit late, you're gonna get hit by his spikes, and bounces off could knock you into one of those rocks too.
Yeah, the biggest part of this is actually avoiding those rocks. Obviously, no rings. You touch it, you're dead. And you can see I do kind of close to some of them, not trying. So, you do want to be careful. You'll see runs with, you know, the quick kill at some point from me. But not today. That's about the only safe strat I do through the run, other than not going for that jump, I'd say, in Sky High 1. I could have gone for it. You don't die if you miss it, but it is a huge time loss. So that's Gimmick Mountain on the Scrambled Egg. So yeah, not a bad run so far. As I said, not really any crazy tricks. If you're playing the game normally, this is the last zone of the game. Scrambled Egg, Acts 1, 2, and 3. I do like Act 1, by the way. Shout out to the best music of the game, Scrambled Egg. Act 1 is kind of a maze level. You have these pipes, and some of them are... that's not how I do that. Out of my way.
How rude.
So, yeah, right? Some of them are a maze. If you take the wrong path, you end up back at the beginning of the stage, or in the case here, if you fall down. But we're not going to have that issue, because I know what I'm doing. Yeah!
Yeah.
Famous last words, right? And I love rolling up slopes like that. Slow turnaround. So here's maze 1. Gotta go left, left, down, and then down at the end. If you go right at the end, you get an extra life. Good to know, but we don't need it. We are going to do a minor skip coming up. There's actually 2 I could do. However, in Master System, if you miss the second, that only saves you like a second. You die, whereas in the Game Gear, you can actually recover, believe it or not. This one right there is really easy. You can jump into that tube up there to land on this platform and jump off of this platform I'm passing now into here. But it's a very tight window, and as I said, you only save a second, so I don't really ever go for it. So, the last maze, down right, down left. Any other path takes you back to that room we just left. 105, ugh. No, not the worst. Scrambled Egg 2 actually does have a major skip in it. It's very difficult, and I have yet to be able to get it. Genesis, I'm going with that second one. So, here, I'm taking it kind of safe through here. You can actually use those things exploding to bounce you into a pipe in an unintended way, and then do another skip. But as I said, it's not something I have been able to learn quite yet. Hey, another extra life. So... instead, we're doing this. That's still not a slow way at all.
So by taking the top right there, he skipped a bunch of area with spikes and enemies and platforms that really just slow you down. There's a fast way to go through them. That's the strat he's talking about.
I usually don't jump off the platform that quick. I got kind of lucky.
You go through very narrow segments. But yeah, that's a good stage.
Yeah, I'm not going to really complain about that. So coming up next, Scrambled Egg 3 features a boss you might also recognize from somewhere. And is also, if you're playing this casually doing any percent, is the last boss of the game. But for us, because we're doing best ending, there's more. This stage, in general, is actually really easy to get through. There's very little danger. There are spikes around, but it's so few. You should be good.
Hang your right when you go through that tube. If you go on the left side, it will send you automatically up. I think that's the one where it was a death trap. Is that right? Actually,
what am I doing? Oh, this is a new way. I don't know if there's a death trap. Actually, I think it's more of an auto-scroller over there, but it is 4 extra seconds.
Okay, isn't that the one with this? Oh, no, I'm thinking the Scrambled Egg one. My bad. With, like, the spike pit that it'll just throw you into.
So, in any case, here's the boss you might recognize. It's actually a really easy boss. Silver Sonic. Shout out to Sonic Mania. I'm going to wait on that hit.
Yeah.
This boss is RNG.
Great, but it's unfortunate that it had a rip-off Mania.
Alright. This boss is RNG, his pattern, so this one isn't the best. Not the worst. And yeah, if you hit him while he's in ball form, as long as you're rolling, it's free. And crud, you know what I just realized we forgot? We forgot the 6th emerald. Maybe Silver Sonic will be kind and somehow drop it.
I mean,
Oh, hey, look, I got it.
I was wondering. You didn't even see it. He did actually
Yeah.
grab the emerald.
Yes, if you have all 5 emeralds, Silver Sonic drops it. I'm always paranoid at this point. Okay, we're good. I always fear that I forget one. So, best music in the game, Crystal Egg. I didn't get a ring, that's not good. Okay, we're good.
So, interesting for a secret final level. It's beautiful.
Oh, that's not what I
And
do.
happy.
So, I messed up, and there is a long spike pit down here. However, as long as you have a ring, you are good. Just, you can damage boost across it. And honestly, I didn't lose much time. This is a very quick stage. And coming up next is probably my favorite in this run, Crystal Egg 2. I really enjoy it. It's another one where it takes a bit to go through the stage, and you kind of have to climb up, go right, left, right, left.
Speaking of death pits, you probably know, but just avoid the death pit.
Why would I avoid the death pit? It's no fun.
I mean, it's, you know, Pancakes calls them party pits, you know. I mean, you can have a party there if you want. I'll join you.
So, do you want to go ahead and explain the final boss coming up?
Okay, sure. So the final boss is going to be like a whole screen boss. You're going to... The strat is to bounce against the boss as fast as you can. You'll be bouncing against it, hitting the left wall, then jumping, and then jumping again. Or, you know, jumping once into the boss. And you'll want to do that as fast as you can 8 times, with as little delay between any of those inputs so that you can get the full quick kill, because otherwise he's going to start doing a whole screen attack and you have to hide yourself in these tubes on the side of the screen, and that wastes a lot of time.
Basically, you want to lock him out of attacking. If done correctly, this boss looks like the easiest boss in the world, and you're going, that's the final boss. But one minor mistake, and there's, depending on how much through the fight I am, I will either just continue on or take an intentional death and restart it, because it can be a lot faster to do that.
Okay, sorry for the... I just want to say, time will be after the boss. It's going to be when Sonic stops moving, or no, when he gets out of the tube, right?
Let me focus for now, because here we go.
It'll be when Sonic enters the tube and goes out after the boss fight.
By the way, consistency. Alright, taking a death. Yeah, this boss takes 10 hits, because, you know, this game is so consistent. I could have kept going with the fight. It's faster to just take the death and restart. If I was at 9 hits, I'd have kept going.
I mean, he has plenty of lives. If he didn't run out of lives, emeralds actually give you continues.
Oh, wow. And I just lost an input there.
Alright, I'm gonna stop talking.
Oh, that wasn't you. That was me being bad. You're fine.
I'm still gonna stop talking. I covered everything I wanted to say anyway.
Yeah. So this boss is difficult. You're just trying to see me cheese it. It's worth it to do this, though. There we go.
Alright. Beautiful.
And
awesome.
Time. So at this point, the in-game time continues to count. Why, I don't know. This will be a 44 or 45. But yeah, it's much slower if you don't get that quick kill, because you have to circle the room in those tubes anywhere from 3 to 6 times. And even then, you're only going to get one more hit on the boss. So it's easier to just restart it. And look, we saved Tails. Now, why did we save Tails? None of us are quite sure, including Sonic. As you can see, he's now shrugging. We're not sure why we did that. Oh, 43! I've never seen a 43 on that stage. Nice. Yeah, we didn't get a chance to talk about it, but this game does have time carryover, like Sonic CD you'll be seeing shortly. But in this game, you don't see it. But that is Sonic 2 Master System Best Ending.
I just want to say your time... I keep on interrupting you, man.
You're fine.
Your time was 25:16 at RTA, though.
What was my estimate? 30?
Yeah.
I think. Okay. That's good. And that was with the... That was actually a really good run. The only bad part was the 2 deaths to the final boss, but that's not really unexpected in this game. It's not too difficult of a trick to pull off when you're used to it, but one minor late press on the controller and you're done. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching. I'd love to see more people pick this game up. It is genuinely a fun game. Even 90% is fun. I just prefer best ending. But first of all, coming up next, you got more Sonic, and you've got a game that, quite frankly, a lot of you are going to prefer over this. Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I believe, is next.
Yes. That's going to be by Alec47.
Yeah, totally pretty much glitchless run like this. Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. A very hard game.
Yes. So don't go away, stay tuned, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Finalflame. Awesome stuff.